It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, say does that.
Hi, thanks for tuning in to How It's Ended.
Well, Kevin, Channing Frye's floor spacing puts opposing bigs in a bind. Fry says big guys like to paint.
That's right, T.A. You and I both, maybe after the broadcast, you and I can swing over there for a bite. Doris, the teams that are postseason locks, they have to choose whether to rest starters or play those starters to maintain their momentum. Is momentum something, as a former player, that you can turn on and off?
You know what, Kevin? I think this is a fine balancing act for both the coaches and the players. If your playoff position is secured and you have an opportunity to try to find some rest creatively without sacrificing, obviously, the momentum you've built up over the 82 games, it's important that you take it. But how you choose to do that is important. Do you give a game off, or do you perhaps reduce minutes over the course of a game? Individual organization decisions typically, and a lot of it has to do with the personnel. How experienced are they as NBA players? That has to be part of the equation.
A lot to balance for sure. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. They've got Davis. Jeremy Lin is out there with Buddy Hield, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Gobert in at the 5 down low. Lock at 6. Lin from long range. Here's Davis, and Horford pulls it down. Booker outside. The offensive rebound. Livingston, no luck. Outside, Lin. Hield, the pass to Gobert. Dishes to Lin. Over in the corner, Gasol. There's the 3. Hits it from three-point range.
And if he can hit that shot, it spreads the defense out and really changes the complexion of the game.
It just opens the court up so much more, and you like to see him get into a rhythm from beyond the arc.
And here's Livingston. Marc Gasol getting his 3 to go. Dunn dishes to Horford. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, that's just a nice pass. This was one of college basketball's premier playmakers. Dunn showing great vision.
And last season, Doris, we saw the flashes of potential for what Chris Dunn can be, taken 5th overall out of Providence in the draft, and didn't have the easiest time adjusting. But you can see where he'll be a value to this team down the line.
Right, and I think due to the years of experience he had in college, everyone expected Chris Dunn to make an immediate splash. It takes everyone a different amount of time to adjust to the NBA. Dunn has proven he can play NBA-level defense. Now the offense has to catch up.
Now, here's Dunn. Pass to Horford. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like Pittsburgh will retain possession here. With this break, a look at our 2K leaderboard and the top passing centers and power forwards over the course of the past 10 games. In the 3rd spot, Marc Gasol.
It takes a tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of the low post.
A feel for the game and terrific court vision. There's not an angle or an open teammate that they won't spot and find right away. The simple little draw and dish play is elevated to an art form by that group.
And here is Lin after the 3-pointer from Al Horford. Right side Gasol, and he gets it to go. Gasol's got 7 points in the game.
And he knows how to make good use of his size in that low block. And Gasol's inside game is very refined. There's a smoothness to how he approaches it.
It's stolen by Davis. And here we go. Fast break. Lin's got it. Here's Hield. That shot off. Good D by Booker. Now the pass to Dunn. They set the pick. He dishes it to Horford. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. He's got 9.
Boy, Al Horford just overpowering what is really weak defense. Love when he gets room to work.
Lin kicks to Davis. to the right side. Here's Gasol. The baseline jumper goes down.
And through the years, he's become very confident in that shot. Gasol's almost better from mid-range than he is in tight. That's a great weapon for a 7-footer to have.
Now, here's Dunn. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Chandler with the screen on Lynn. Picked by Horford. Dunn kicks to Livingston. And there's Pittsburgh with another bucket.
And the height Dunn possesses is what allows him to see the floor so well. So good at setting up his guys for quality shots.
Back to the edge. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And guys, when you consider how Pittsburgh is doing, your thoughts?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, I think one key is they've controlled the tempo so far. And I know it's early, but it helps to have this kind of lead.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Jeremy Lin is out there with Heel. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Davis in at the power forward position. Horford kicks to Dunn. Picked by Horford. Free throw line jump shot. Dunn misses.
Oh, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
Outside Gasol. Shoots over Livingston. No good from Gasol.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Now here's Booker, covered by Heel. With his first shot attempt, and again it's Pittsburgh missing. They can get back in front with some points right here.
Yeah, they got behind, but really hung in there and didn't let the score get out of hand.
And stolen by Dunn. Livingston with it. He's up against Gasol. And out of bounds as Pittsburgh gains possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Cavaliers.
And you can see how big a role the 3-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
For Pittsburgh, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter.
And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, and he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
Just 4 to shoot. Horford gets the bucket.
Well, he's worked on it, right? Al Horford now has a perimeter jump shot that you've got to respect.
Outside, Lynn kicks it to Gasol. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Tyson Chandler. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him, you're the best center in the game, go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
Dunn passes to Livingston. Chandler kicks to Horford. And a dunk by Horford.
I tell you, the defense is going to have to get in Al Horford's space because right now he's in a comfort zone.
Gasol setting the pick for Lynn. Pass to Gasol. Over Dunn. Pittsburgh pulls it in.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
You know, here's the thing. They played hard. Strategy was solid. They had a couple of lulls, and it really cost them.
And Devin Booker out of the University of Kentucky was taken 13th overall in the 2015 draft, Doris. And after the first few years he's had, there have been a lot of teams kicking themselves for not taking Booker earlier.
Right. You wonder, did he slip in the draft because he never started in college? But remember, he did win 6th Man of the Year, and you've got to base your evaluations on what your eye test is.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Dunn kicks to Booker. They set the pick. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
I'll tell you, Kev, you can't look at Devin Booker and not think back to that 70-point game. Such an elite group he joined. He just got in a zone, and the team kept rolling with him.
Both free throws good from Booker. And with Booker in the 70-point explosion, you could see how locked in he was.
Well, I think, Kev, when you get former greats and current players reacting to something you've done, you know it's special. And I think because Booker gets 70 so early in his career, it certainly makes you wonder how good he can be.
Now Dunn, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's the 3. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And so it's the hope. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime
The first
Show.
half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back. Ken, as we break down the action. Al Horford putting in some incredible work tonight. He had 14 points and 4 rebounds. He's been in the midst of some incredible games lately, and tonight he's got it going again. And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie, they were definitely...
And that is just...
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Al Horford has been sensational. Booker's gone 1 of 3 on the night. Livingston is out there with Horford. Then there's Devin Booker. Then there's Dunn. And it's Chandler in at the 5. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. Booker dishes to Dunn. Booker is screen on Gasol. The 3. That's good from Horford on the assist from Dunn. 17 points for Horford. Doris, you've watched the game of basketball develop over the years, but it seems like over the past 5 seasons, there's been a real shift in what is considered a good shot. Talk about that.
Well, there was a moment in last year's finals where Steph Curry is leading a transition opportunity where it's a 3-on-2, and normally you are taught, go get a layup. Well, Steph had Kevin Durant in front of him, and instead of passing to KD, he stops and shoots a pull-up 3. The three-pointer and playing with pace are the most extreme differences in this year's NBA.
The pull-up 3 really took a lot of focus, I thought, this past playoff season, didn't you?
Oh, I agree. And it's incredible the freedom that these guys have to go ahead and pull the trigger. Now, whether that's analytics-based, Kevin, or whether it's just the skill level changing of the players, that's an interesting question.
The Cavaliers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Pittsburgh leading by 10. Dunn kicks to Horford. Releases. Gobert pulls it in.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Hield. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Hield's got it back down to single digits for the Cavs. And Booker kicks to Horford. To the wing right side. Booker outside. Pittsburgh working the ball around. Horford against Davis. Just 5 on the clock. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Horford kicks to Booker. Dunn sets a screen for Booker. 6 to shoot. Fires from 14. And it's Horford again missing.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, certainly a disappointing result, but they'll live with the shot. You know, they'll take that every time.
Gobert with it. Healed with it. Now guarded by Booker. Off the screen. And Horford pulls it down.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Well, listen, we know this. Al Horford has always been a great mid-range shooter. It's just been in the last few seasons that he's made that three-point shot a bigger part of his offensive attack, and it's crucial, guys.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And really the difference maker on that night, it's their ability to knock down shots from beyond.
Well, I think, Greg, that's where basketball has shifted, right? The three ball is so important nowadays, and they completely took advantage of it.
Healed the pass to Lynn. Davis sets a screen. Off the screen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
You have to enjoy watching Jeremy Lin work the pick and roll. This guy totally loses the defense with his quick decision making.
Horford with a screen on Lynn. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Horford. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. 19 points for Al Horford.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Pass to Davis. Now here's Healed. Not a lot of room. From the baseline. Pittsburgh pulls it in. Horford's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And here is Dunn. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Chandler is screen, and here's Booker from the arc. No good. And so it's the home team going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We come back right after this. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
Activity.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Pittsburgh leading by 10. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, they've got Marc Gasol. Gobert is out there with Davis. Then there's Buddy Hield, and it's Lynn in at the 1. And Doris, as great as Al Horford is as a player, he might be even a better leader.
Well, he's a pro's pro. Al Horford is a guy who entered the league with great work habits and great skill. More than anything to me, though, it's his poise and calm demeanor under pressure that gives his teammates a ton of confidence.
And he makes both free throws.
I just like the leadership of Al Horford. This is a dominant player, but he's remarkably efficient as well.
Lynn dishes to Gasol. Back to Lynn. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Pittsburgh has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Livingston kicks to Dunn. Back to Livingston. Down low. Over Davis. He can't hit that time. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Lynn kicks to Gasol. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Yeah, because of his length and toughness, so difficult to stop Chandler from converting off the window.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Doris, you went from the basketball court right to the broadcasting booth. Having seen the game now from an analyst perspective, what might you go back and tell Doris the player?
Yeah, I'd probably tell myself to throw myself completely into the vibe of the team, to never, even if I were struggling as a basketball player, to turn inward. I would always say turn outward to your teammates and invest in what's going on with the group, and then that seems to make everything fall into place.
And mentally, too, I think you've got to prepare and focus like you would as a player when you are broadcasting.
No question about it.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And his guys are getting frustrated. Coach just really kind of needs to calm them down.
I think, Greg, they've got to continue to believe that the next shot is going to go in. He can hopefully communicate that effectively to them.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David.
And the steal then right into the fast break. Great awareness.
Yes, intercepted the ball in stride. Turnovers like this are devastating to the opposition.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Chandler a screen. Booker with no one around. Sinks the triple. And Pittsburgh leads by 13.
Well, this is why you love Al Horford, right? He's a willing screener who is effective with the skill.
Davis setting the pick for Lynn. Davis with it. Now Chandler defending. Davis kicks to Gasol. The baseline J. He scores his sixth bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
Dunn passes to Livingston. Horford with the screen on Gasol. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
Lynn dishes to Davis. Gobert with a screen for Davis. Feeds it to Gasol. And out of bounds as Pittsburgh gains possession.
Great play. Great play.
.54 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Pittsburgh.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10. And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game.
You're 10 and 14, though, after this. You have to win out.
Felt in the paint more
you also
than
need a lot of help
else.
from
This
playoff
guy's
teams.
Rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass. Perfect example of how to set a great screen. Set your feet, stand firm.
Here's Dunn.
Literally playing spoilers.
Picking up the win.
That's rough.
Even early on
Very,
in this
very rough.
run, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes it.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
So Horford went off. Chris Dunn had a Kevin Love stat line. Oh, yeah. Ed Davis had a Kevin Love stat line. Oh, yeah. They beat them in the paint. Second chance points, assists, boards. Shoot, there's not really much you can do. Biggest lead of 14. Yeah, you're not winning that one. So, Cavs go back to 500.